Hi everyone, my name is Isaac Ambrosi and I'm going to be presenting you my informative speech here today. I'd like to talk about the food issues that farmers face today and some of the restrictions they have to deal with when they're producing their products. First, I want to say that farmers care about what they produce. If what they produce isn't happy and healthy, then they will suffer along with the animals and crops. I have credibility in this because I've been doing this my whole life. And again, like farmers, I speak for them and I care about what occurs with the crops and livestock. So, first, I want to say that GMOs are not bad. Genetic engineering is a breeding technique used to take the good of one plant and cross it over with good of another plant. So if I have a corn hybrid that is good at producing high yields, another one that is disease tolerant, I'm going to cross them over so I have one that can produce a lot of corn and is tolerant to certain diseases. This is true for not only diseases but pests and other insect pressure. This can increase the overall food supply to help feed the world because we're going to need that as the population continues to grow up to about the year of 2050. Right now, there's no proof that these are bad. In a recent USA Today article based on the Academy of Sciences back in May, they found no evidence that genetically engineered, genetically modified foods and crops were bad for human consumption. They looked on long-term effects from the 1990s until now and found that nothing was bad. Um, Next, I want to talk about the animals and kind of the issues that occur with them. So you might see on TV Jenny-O Turkey say that their chicken and turkey is antibiotic free. Well, the USDA regulates that and says that animals cannot be slaughtered unless they they don't have any antibiotics in them. When I use this medicine to treat pink eye and other forms of diseases and infections with my livestock, and it's got a withdrawal period of 21 days, so I legally cannot take that animal to get slaughtered for if it's going to be used for human consumption for 21 days. If I do, I can get fined and be in big trouble. The FDA is also regulating what antibiotics we use. We can either inject it with a syringe or we can feed it to our animals. And the feed side of things, I know in December 2016, they're going to regulate how much we can feed our animals, and we're going to have to get prescriptions from the vets in order to feed these animals. And they have any time they can come and check us and to see how much of the prescription we have left and if we're using it properly and effectively. Again, if we're not, we can get in trouble for that. And next, I want to, another issue with that is we're not feeding it to them, but we're going to switch over to more of needle or injections in order to treat our animals. So that may be a little more of a painful experience for them versus just putting it in their feed. And then moving on, I'd like to talk a little bit about organic farming. And what people don't know is if you want to start an organic farm, if you buy a normal farm that has been, had crops grown on in the past few years, and that some of the fertilizers and chemicals previous farmers have used may still be in the soil, and it takes a few years for these ingredients to get out of the soil, so you can't call your produce organic right away until all these get out of the soil. Some of these chemicals um, may kill other crops depending on what you're putting in. I know certain herbicides used to spray weed. Popular one is atrazine. Well, I have to wait a year usually about 2 years after I used it to kill weeds in corn before I can put grow alfalfa for forage crop use for cattle. So this is an example about how you got to watch this. And another positive thing on the other side is it restores biodiversity. And some of in an article of the benefits of organic farming, Berry Among Taxa, they found that plants responded better to this based on um, animals that ate the plants in an ecosystem. That was a journal I found online. But the other issue is organic farming techniques. The plants can't fight diseases like genetic engineered crops. So in conclusion, farmers are not bad people. We care about what we produce and we look out for our main customer, which is the average consumer. So I thank you all for listening today.